Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me this evening, and if you want to have a bit of a craft along, please do join me. The kits that I'm going to be using tonight are from Natalie over at LineDotArrow, and what Natalie has done is she's produced some freebie kits that she's releasing throughout the month of November. So there's 2 kits been released so far, and they're available over in her Facebook group. And I thought these, sorry, let me just turn that around. I thought these kits were absolutely great. So for week 1, as you can see, they come in A4 size or US letter size, and to find them you actually go into a tab on her Facebook group page, and I'm trying to think what it is. Oh, it's gone out of my head at the moment, but it's one of the little headings at the top, one of the little tabs. It's not events, I think it's groups, I think. And if you click on that, and it opens up, and there's another tab there, and you'll see all these listed. But you can scroll down through the commentary in her Facebook group, and you will come across the links for these. So this is week 1's papers, and then you've got, and it's 2. I printed 2 to a page, and then you've got this one. That's part of week 2, and I think this is another kit here that I've gone ahead of myself. This is part of the new collage. She does several challenges, so this is part of the collage challenge with this, I think. And then this is part of week 2, and I love the images and things in this. So what I'm going to do is go away and fussy cut these out, and I hope that you will come back and join in, and hop over to Natalie's page and help yourself to her freebies, and I'll see you back here very shortly. Welcome back everybody. I've been busy. I've fussy cut all the ephemera out, and I've also raided my stash and got a few things that I thought might complement this little project, and I think we'll make a start. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I've not really prepped anything apart from done the fussy cutting and inking all the edges. So let's have a look what we've got. What I've done is I've gone in my scraps, and I've made a little booklet that I think might go in the folio. And I've pre-folded all of the little tabs because they're like a library. You know, they're a tag with a pocket if you want to use it as a pocket. So I've scored those. And then I've got these out of the kit, and then I've fussy cut all of the bits and pieces, and you've got some great little items here, little bull clips, and then that's out of my stash. That's out of my stash. It's a little envelope, and I just put some acetate behind that little window, and that was in my stash. It was a little letter. And I think these are from one of Natalie's older kits. So I just browsed a few of the kits that I've got, and we've got a film thing here. Now all of the pictures that came with these don't actually fit in this little film strip. So without manipulating them on my computer, I thought we'll just do something else. So I've got these. That's out of my stash. That's out of my stash. And these are out of my stash. Little tickets and things. And that one. And I've also got a bit of vellum left over. And I found this bell, and I thought, well, it's the same colour tone. I don't know. Maybe they ring a bell in prison for when they're going for their lunch. And this is one of my little hearts. I've got a little kit in my shop, and there's a guy in a stripy suit, but it's supposed to be, I don't think he's a prisoner, but I thought, well, it might be able to come in handy. Probably won't use it, but with these stripes on these suits, I thought we might be able to stick it somewhere. And then we've got lots of little bits and bobs with the kit here. That was in my stash briefcase. That was in my stash, as were those. And that was as well, another little film strip. So let's make a start, and we've got classified fingerprints, prisoner labels, more bulb clips, a policeman, a key, top secret, another couple of big labels there, a padlock and some more stripes and numbers. So what I thought I would do to start is get this little folio, and these are going to be my pages to go inside. So all I'm going to do is round the corners on those. Now, I don't think it will do them all, but we'll have a look. There we go. Obviously not cut my paper quite straight. So there we go. That's going to go in there. Just get rid of the bits. And you'll have to forgive me, I've got a raging sore throat, courtesy of my husband. And yeah, so let's have a look. We'll pop this in now, and just wondering, it's not very straight, that edge. Let's have a look. I do like things to be nice and straight. Okay. Oh dear. Come on, Wendy. Get your act together. Oh, it doesn't matter. There we go. They're not. It's only not even an eighth of an inch out. There we are. So we'll get some thread. 1, 2, and a bit more. And a needle. And we'll just put the pages in so that we know what we're dealing with then. So I'm just going to eyeball it roughly in the middle. There we go. That one. Oops, got me. So we'll go through there. Make sure we don't lose the end. And then back through the middle. Now, for those of you who've never done a 3-hole pamphlet stitch before, that's basically what you do, is you start in the middle and come out either end. It's up to you which one you do. But when you come back to the middle, make sure that you don't go through your thread, otherwise you won't be able to tighten them. Whoops, I've come out. So you've got to make sure that you don't pierce this thread here. And then when you come at the middle, have one thread going one side of this centerpiece and the other coming up the other side, so that when you pull these two threads taut, you make a knot over that at the one that's running through the middle. And there we go. And I'm not going to do a bow or anything. I'm just going to cut those threads short. And there you have a little folio there with some pages in. And we can now commence decorating the front or the inside. So I didn't know whether to put that on the front. And it says it's the trial of William Palmer for poisoning John Parsons' cook. And if I had a rusty paper clip, I'd put it on there. So I've run out of my rusty paper clips. So that must be on my list of to-dos. So I quite like that on the front of there because I haven't got a picture. And if I try and do that or that, it bugs me that it doesn't quite fit. Although that's not too bad. And we could put classified on the front there. Or you could do something like that, which I quite like because it shows you the prison. And then you've got classified. Yeah, I do quite like that. And we've got top secret. We've got classified, case, reopen. No, I like the smaller one, I think. Yeah. So let's glue that on the front. There we are. And it just hides that window. And I can come over a bit with these. Now then, I was just thinking, maybe we could put a bit of this behind. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Maybe that could go behind there. Where did my picture go of the prison? I've put it down now. Oh, there. Let's have a look. I don't think I like that. Maybe on there. No, leave it off. Not keen on this particular project. There we are. And we'll put the classified on. Just spread it out so it doesn't. There we go. And then I'll put that on the first page there. And we could have a pocket on the inside there. So we can put some bits and bobs in. Yeah, we'll do that. So there's a little pocket. And then we could actually make that into a side pocket as well, just to give you more options. There we go. And then you've got a little hidden pocket in there where we could put this in because it's highly classified. The only thing is, that's going to be a really tight squeeze because of the glue spreadage. No, that's a shame because I don't really want to cut it any more off. How much would we have to do? I suppose I could take a bit off the bottom. Take a bit off the bottom. And then ink the bottom there. There we go. Let it dry a little bit and I'll get my little nail file. I find it handy to you know, just to work the insides of the pockets a bit. Where the glue is. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. That's better. And then I can put a little tab on there, just to get it in and out. But we'll leave it like that for now. There we go. And then we can pop maybe these two pictures in there and pop a date on there. Where's it? Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll do this little one. There we go. You can put that film strip in, and you can put that in as well. Oh no, you can't. So what we could have is that on the back pocket as a tuck spot. On the back pocket there, and that would go in as something to write on. Yeah, we'll do that. Oops, it ain't. There we are. And what else can we put? On here we could have a little up tuck to put things underneath. Tuck those underneath there for storage. Let's have a little shafty. We've got these tags now, haven't we? So you could turn them over that way and have that, or you could go around a corner like so. Which might be good. I want to put some eyelets in those, so we'll do that now. Now then, what else else have we got? I have got this as well, which I can add in, where he's been writing letters home. Quite like the fact of having that as a, maybe as a tuck-in like that, coming around the page. So let's put our eyelet in there. I think that might be a bit small for the hole that I've made now. Oh no, it's okay. Right. There we are. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we've got an uptuck there. Just take those out for a minute. And maybe on this page. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is go around there and up there, and we'll pop that. Oops. Make sure that it hasn't slipped. We could have that as a little flip out, and we could, what could we put on there? So we can put our classified document in there, and then I can put a little dangly something on here in a bulb pin. Now let's decorate the front. What could we put on the front? We could have one of those stripy things, and I will do that. What we'll do is make that into a teeny pocket, and we'll pop it along there. And then we've got the fingerprints, so we can tuck these little fingerprints in that little pocket on the front there. So what else have we got now? I've got my little envelope here. So let's seal that down. So that's the beauty about the kits, is you can add to them, you know, to make the projects your own. They're very flexible. And I do love a grungy theme. I love forensics and things like that. Now we've got this little letter here, so I'm going to pop that in there so the address can be seen, and then we can maybe pop something on the back as a like little tuck spot, but that will probably need strengthening a little bit. So let's have a look. I'll get another little piece of card, and we'll stick it on. because you want it to be fairly sturdy, because you'll be opening up the flap of the envelope all the time to get things in and out. Just snip the corners. There we go. And then we'll put that on there, just as a reminder. Stop and think before you open this top secrets. Make sure it's straight. There we go. Maybe just lower it down a little bit. There. So you could tuck that. Oh, maybe what we're going to put on the front. Yeah, put that little jacket on there. Still want to use my little bit of oops, snip that bit off. Put plenty on. There we go. And we've got his little hat as well. I'll put that over there. So that's our little letter to home. I'll pop that over there to dry. And what we got here, left index, right index. So we can pop these on the tops of the pages. There we are. So that's that. There we go. Now then, let's have a look at these. We could do another pocket there as well, couldn't we? Like we did on the other one. So, let me... I might not put an eyelet in this one. I don't want to put dangles on every one of them. So we'll make that a pocket. Okay. And then we've got another little flip out there, and we've got a pocket here, which I could glue that too, which I think I will. Over there. That's it. I'll make that into a little tuck spot. On the front there. So we can pop these little bits in. And we could pop our little phone in. No, don't want those out. I'm just trying to think. We could put those in there. The exhibit bits and pieces. Right. So we need a little tuck spot for our envelope. Oh, what did I put on the back? Oh yeah. Maybe that could go in the front. Because it needs a fairly substantial pocket. We've got that. I don't know. Can't make up my mind. Just seemed a bit overloaded. So we've got a tuck spot there. No, maybe we could attach that with a paper clip. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll have that attached to there with a paper clip. And or maybe that one, I think, and have him. Yeah, we'll do that. Just make sure it's straight on the page. So that's our police warden who's been taking care of our prisoner. And then, will that tuck in the back of there? No. Maybe just have that as a tag. There we go. And yeah, we'll stick that hat on there. And we could put Top Secret. I just want to take some of the whiteness off there. So what have we got left? We've got some bulby clips, some clothes, which I might just tuck behind there, or maybe tuck them in there. Yeah, we could do that. And you could have one leg sticking in and one leg sticking out. There we go. And what have we got? Stick that in there, that's just some words. And then I've got a ticket there, that was out of my stash. A film strip. No, I won't use that. I'd like to maybe just have that on the side of the page. Yeah, we could do that to make another tuck spot. And have no. And we could just make this more ticket-like. And give it an inking. Then we'll pop that in there, that's his ticket home. And as for his shoes, that's his front door key to go in. And maybe just to stop it coming out. Because sometimes they slide out, so that just gives it a little bit more protection. And then we could put free on there as well, because when he's going home he'll be free. There we are. There. So I think we've used most of the ephemera. In fact, all of the ephemera apart from that padlock, because those weren't from the kit. That wasn't from the kit, although no, maybe I could put that padlock on somewhere on that back page, maybe just as a, and then these could maybe go as a decorative element. Let's have a look at the front. Yeah, I quite like them up on the side. Make it look as though it's holding the picture there. There we go. Yeah, we'll put that on the front. Oops. And then we'll pop this little bit just in there. Get rid of that. And my bell. And I think that's it, everybody. Made a nice little folio. So we've got a hidden pocket there. Oops-a-date. Don't tell me it's stuck. No, okay. That's a highly classified document behind there. There we are. And we've got pictures there as relatives. Tuck spot there. And I think I'm going to... Is there enough room to do that? Yes, there is. So we can pop that on. Oops-a-daisy. There we are. And I'll get a paper clip to go on that page. And we've got classified there. I'm just going to make a little dangle to go on there. Oh, maybe. Yeah, should we put that one on there? Oh, I should have put it on the top part. So you've got a little flip out there. I'll leave that open because I know what will happen. It'll get stuck on the page there. And then you've got your centre pages, lots of writing space, little flip out there. I'll put some eyelets in off camera and you'll see them in the photos. So we've got all our clothes in there. Just wondering about these. Maybe they'd be better in there. Yeah. And there we have it. A nice little folio. So that's it, everybody. Do go over to Natalie's Facebook group. All of the kits that she releases on her Facebook group, she also puts in her Ko-fi shop under the heading LineDotArrow. So you'll find all of these kits there, and you know, do have a browse because she's got some great kits for these challenges. So please share, if you do make anything, please share on her Facebook group so that we can inspire others. And I hope that you like what I've done. Hope that you'll join me on my next video, and until then, stay safe and take care. Bye for now. Bye.